I just wanted to preface our team's presentation with what you're about to see is essentially 12 months worth of work that this really incredible team has put together in 10 weeks. And Alina and myself, who were the co-leads on this project, could not be more proud of what our team has done. They've done an outstanding job. They got to a point where we were considering, additional ads beyond the MVP of this project. And we really can't wait for you all to see this. So I pass this on to the team, and I look forward to hearing everybody's thoughts.
Hey, good morning, everyone. We are the Duke Student Portfolio team, and we will be presenting our progress today on our completed portfolio site. My name is Adam Kikati, and my team members are Adam Oharlu, Melanie Wang, Caroline Wei, Crystal Zhu, and Janice Zhu. Our project leads are Alina Shabayeva and Logan Roger. Our goal for this project was to create a portfolio site for Duke students to represent themselves and showcase their achievements and accomplishments. A key aspect was to make the site flexible and user-friendly to allow students to be creative in creating their portfolios. Another key aspect that makes our portfolio site unique was to encourage students to reflect on their experiences at Duke, which is really important for growth and development purposes.
So here's our project timeline. We started with the training stage where we took the collab training courses, watched tutorials online, and learned about WordPress, HTML, CSS, PHP, and WP Rig, which is the theme that we are using to familiarize ourselves with the tools and languages used in our project. The second stage was the functional requirement stage. We conducted interviews with stakeholders and students to make sure that we meet the requirements of our clients and audience. We then crafted a functional requirement document where we brainstormed and generated ideas to meet those requirements. The third stage was the design stage. We did wireframing and collaborated as a team on Figma. During our design review, we also seek advice from other UI/UX designers at Duke to improve on our Figma design. We then moved on to site development, where we spent the most time in. We created custom post types such as clubs and experiences, which you will see later on. We also worked on the design of the web pages to make sure that the entire site is user-friendly and intuitive. Finally, we have the deployment stage. We made sure that users could look for particular sites by searching the URLs. We also conducted user testing to get feedback.
After we met with the stakeholders and talked to some students, we brainstormed and gathered our functional requirements and proceeded to the design phase. We used Figma to design the page layouts and visual assets. We have also met with Jen Hubbard of the UI/UX team to revise our design. Let's walk through the design we created by using Figma. So here is our homepage design. Let's zoom in on the page. On the right shows the top part of the homepage, which displays the user's profile and one example cart carousel. And let's move on to the next part of the homepage. We designed a section for users to add relevant coursework and skills. Skills are displayed in an accordion design. And then let's turn to the last part of the homepage. We designed a gallery section for users to display any images of their choice and the homepage footer. The footer includes users' contact information, and we designed a form to leave a message directly on the homepage. Then let's move on to the design of a single post. Here's the design of a single experience post page. The information users added will be displayed as the main content. And on the bottom of the page, there will be a menu to navigate to other posts of the same type. Next, we are going to present a video demonstration of our actual site.
Hey, Caroline, we can't hear.
first page that students see is the login page. Students can use their Shibboleth ID to log in, or they can enter their email and password. After students are logged in, the page that shows up is the dashboard that contains the main shortcuts to the features of the portfolio website. The instructions section provides tips on how to set the appearance of the site, create and edit different post types, add images to the gallery page, and add courses, skills, socials, and contact information. Students can click on the Appearance tab on the left or the Appearance shortcut at the top. When they click on the site identity, they can add their profile picture, full name, and a few sentences introducing themselves. Make sure Display Site Title and Tagline is checked. A picture can also be selected as the site icon. Let's go back to Appearance. Students can click on Colors, and they can also set the header text color and the background color.
Moving back to the dashboard, the student can use the tabs on the left or the quick links to access each available post type and begin filling in their relevant information. For example, if a student wants to add a club they are involved in, they can click on Clubs in the left tab and will see a list of all the clubs they have already created. They can then press Add New and will see a screen with fields to fill out that will help guide them in displaying their club information. First, students can begin by writing in the name of their club in the title space. Below this is the Featured Image field, where students can upload an image by clicking on the Set Featured Image for this club link. The featured image is highly encouraged because it is used in the club's display on the profile homepage. But if students choose not to upload an image, their display will have a default image instead. Next is the club's information section. The first two fields in this section are date pickers, where the student can add the start date of their involvement and, if applicable, the end date. They also have fields to list their position, upload a link to more information on the club, and describe the club and their involvement. Below these is a reflection field. This field gives students the space to think critically about their involvement in the club and how the club has been a part of their individual Duke journey. If a student would like to write a reflection but not share it on their profile, they can use the radio buttons directly below to mark the reflection as private. The final section that appears is the extra information section. This WYSIWYG editor allows students to add and format additional text, links, images, audio, and even embed a video or other linked media source. This extra information section appears on every post type and enables students to share their experience with greater personalization. Now that the club is done, the student can click the blue Publish button to finish their club and display it on the home page of the profile. Returning to the home page, we will take a look at a few of the other areas a student can add to their profile.
Students may use the gallery page to add images that are meaningful to them. First, click on the gallery option on the sidebar. Then click on the Add to Gallery button. Students may use images that are in their media library or upload local files. When you choose to add one image from the media library, this attachment details window will pop up on the right, where students may add titles, descriptions, and captions to the image. Finally, click on Select to add the image to the gallery section. When a student is done editing this gallery section, click on the Update button to apply any changes to display it on the home page. Also on the sidebar, we have created a section for users to add the courses, skills, socials, and contact information. First, let's take a look at the courses section. In this section, students may add or delete any relevant courses they've taken. And when finished, click on the Update button to publish the changes. Then let's move on to the skills section. In this section, users will be able to display any skills and add descriptions or images of the skill if they want to.
And when finished editing this section, also click on the update to publish the changes. In the social section, users will be able to add the URLs to social platforms like LinkedIn, GitHub, Facebook, Instagram, or any other social platforms that they wish to display. Users will also have the option of uploading their resume. When finished, click on the update to apply the changes. Last, let's take a look at the contact information section. Students may add their name, email, phone number, or address. The last two fields will not be required, but students may add them if they wish, and click on update to apply the changes. So this concludes our demonstration of the admin site. We will move on to the demonstration of the actual site.
Here we have an example of a completed student portfolio site. At the top of the page is the navigation bar, which allows the users to navigate through the different post types. The menus are generated based on the pages created by the user. So if the student didn't have any clubs, then it wouldn't show in the navigation bar. There's also a search bar, which in the future, when the site is fully deployed, will allow the user to search for other students. Moving down, we have the profile picture, the student's name, and the student description. Then comes the carousel cards for the different post types. The user can navigate through the cards with the left and right buttons. This feature is very useful when the user has a large number of cards and they need to easily navigate through them. The carousel applies to the clubs, experiences, interests, and projects post type. Next, we have the relevant courses section.
The relevant courses section is where the students can discuss many courses as they would like in a bulleted format. After that comes the skills section. This is where the student displays their skills in an accordion. Once a skill is clicked on, it opens to show a description and an image for that skill. Next is the gallery section. The gallery section is meant for the students to display pictures that are meaningful to them and pictures that represent who they are. The images and their titles will show in a grid format on their front page. Next is the footer. The footer includes the student's contact information and their socials on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side contains a contact form, which allows whoever is visiting the site to quickly and easily send an email to the student while staying on the site. This is a complete homepage, and now we will move on to the archive pages and the single post, which will be presented by Melanie.
From the homepage, you can access your individual posts in two different ways. First, you can click on the carousel card, which will take you directly to the individual post. Alternatively, you can use the navigation bar at the top of your website to view all of your specific post types. Clicking on the title before each carousel will also take you to the same tab. Let's take a quick look at some of these pages. The gallery tab will show all the media you've chosen to upload in one place. Clicking on an image will enlarge it and show an image description. Now let's head to the clubs tab. This tab will show you a scrolling list of all the club cards. Let's take a look at a club post we created. Individual posts will display the post title, any pictures or media you choose to include, dates of involvement, a description, a reflection, and some aspects unique to each post type. For example, clubs will have the option to add a club position, such as captain or president, while experiences will have the option to add the name of the company and the location you worked at. If you had set the reflection section to private, it will not show up on this page, but by default, your reflection section will be displayed. You can navigate between posts by clicking the links on the bottom of the page, which will take you to the next club or the previous club. The footer features links to your socials and a button that leads to the contact page. This page provides any contact info that you chose to display. And that's a general overview of Duke Portfolio. Next, we'll show you what our site looks like on desktop versus mobile.
We coded it so our portfolio sites would be able to be viewed on all sorts of devices. With flexible CSS sizing, our site looks different across different platforms. For example, on the front page, the desktop view will stretch the elements across your screen. However, on the mobile version, the site will narrow the text, and also the carousel cards displayed in order to make it easier to read on a smaller screen. Another example of this is shown in the footer, where on desktop, the user's contact info will be displayed to the left of the emailing form, while on mobile, the form moves underneath the contact info. This way, any user can view your portfolio site from any device that they want.
Obstacles we faced while working on the website was mostly troubleshooting with WordPress. Adding features and customizations to the WordPress website most of the time requires the use of plugins. Adding features and setting advanced customizations. So adding features and setting advanced customizations which require code took more time to be implemented. Also, some featured updates we added look different on each of our local machines. Pushed code look very differently on each of our local machines. Sometimes this will be resolved by troubleshooting, but other times it resulted in extreme measures like deleting our databases and recloning our website. Also, one thing we had a problem with was lack of time for extra features and also site deployment. Additional features we were looking to add was also reorganizing the post types on our homepage into a Gutenberg block instead of the current static display. This allows students to reorder the post types as they see fit or change the post type headings so it could better describe your content. Next was to add more customizations to the visual appearance of the profile, like allowing the student to change the background color of a carousel and also changing the background color of the page. Next was also to connect the profiles together so students can search across the multi-site. This allows students to share their work, find and connect with other Duke students to give the website a more social feel. Last was to look into ways to export the portfolio project so students can take it with them even beyond Duke.
Looking at our next steps for the Duke portfolio system, we want to first deploy our work as a live site. We also want to conduct user testing to receive feedback on students' ability to create their profiles, the site design, and their general experience using the system. As a preliminary step towards user testing, the members of our team worked on our own profiles, but it is important to test with many other students too in order to get more complete feedback. Using this feedback, our team will then address any issues and make improvements to the site. Our last step will be to work with Duke administration, faculty, and students to advertise our multi-site and encourage its adoption across the Duke community. In conclusion, the Duke Student Portfolio System multi-site that we planned, designed, and developed in these past few weeks enables students to not only showcase their individual achievements and experiences in ways a traditional resume or LinkedIn cannot, but also capture who they are as a person. Thank you to everyone for listening to our presentation. We'd also like to thank Jen Hubbard for helping us with our Figma designs, our stakeholders for their insight and feedback throughout the project, the other Code Plus students, especially those who met with our group for interviews in the planning stages of the projects, and the Code Plus administrators for making all of this possible. And lastly, we'd like to extend a huge thank you to our team leads, Elena and Logan, who have both been wonderful in guiding us through this process, teaching us about web development and project management, and helping us work through the issues we ran into. We really couldn't have done it without you. We will now open the floor for any questions.
Wow. Great job, you guys. If,
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jen.
I was going to say, I think we have some of the stakeholders attending today. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw Ed and Elise were both on.
Yeah, super excited with the work that was done. The process of the iterative process of the build out and the correspondence back with the teams was fantastic. I think the result is something that the students really want, which is the biggest goal. We've tried to do this administratively a number of times to try to develop an e-portfolio platform that we think students might want. And so having the students do this and have them be the leads to develop something, that's a huge key. And so we're looking forward to, go live and maintenance, which is the important piece. And so getting students to buy into that is really crucial. And this was great. I'm really pleased with the results.
Great. We love to hear that, Ed. Thanks.
Ed put it better than I could.
Hi, Elise.
But I was really impressed by what the team did. We've been looking at portfolio tools for so long now, and they kind of did better than a lot of the tools themselves do. So they should be really proud.
I had the pleasure of attending one of the stakeholder meetings, and the feedback provided by the stakeholders was absolutely fabulous. And the students, I could tell, really heeded your advice and took the information and then made some changes to the tool. So way to go. I thought that was fabulous.
I don't want to put Logan or Alina on the spot, but I just want to give you a moment if you want to say anything about.
No, I think,
your
I said it
experience.
beforehand.
Yeah.
What the team has done in the amount of time they have is just, it's incredible. As somebody who's been involved in web projects, both at Duke and outside vendors, I mean, it's not an easy ask. These are really in-depth projects. They go through phases of design and, multiple iterations and functional requirement gathering, and what these students have learned in the past 10 weeks and were able to pull off is nothing short of amazing. Alina, I'm sure you have to add to that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to our students. It was a pleasure working with you all. I would like this project to be completed and deployed and actually be functional. There are so many features that we could add in the future. So I'm curious, what would be the plan for kind of, moving this project forward past Code Plus. But I think the students, again, did a fabulous job, and thank you all. It was a pleasure working with you.